certainly a low show today for the F16A Fighting Falcon of the Belgian Air Components. The oldest of the F-16s this on the programme. An A model as opposed to the Cs from the other three air forces involved today. Significantly from the standard with which the Belgian F-16s entered service in the early 1980s. This is an aircraft that was originally intended as a lightweight fighter. Very soon it evolved into something far more, and that's only been enhanced further by the midlife upgrade, the MLU, that the European F-16A and B models have been through. Taken them to something attractive. In the air-to-air and air-to-ground roles, and also used for tactical reconnaissance work. The wings are producing no lift whatsoever. Nothing to the trajectory of the aircraft. All of the lift there is the thrust, the slight downward angle of the thrust coming from the engine and the fuselage. This has always been a highly manoeuvrable aircraft. Now we see it in a very uncomfortable outside turn. -3G, very uncomfortable. Inside, pretty standard now for fast jet aircraft. When this aircraft first came out in 1974, that was to be acceptable to 9 loading. High speed pass now up to Mach 0.95. Belgium took its F-16s into combat for the first time during the campaigns in the Balkans of the 1990s. They've since seen service in Afghanistan and on the Baltic air policing mission, providing air defence to the countries of Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. Today, Belgium's F-16s took part in Operation Unified Protector over Libya in 2011. And more recently, 6 aircraft have just left their base at Kleine Brogel in the last few weeks to go on deployment to Jordan and take part in the multinational efforts to combat the so-called Islamic State, performing recce and surveillance missions over Iraq and Syria. smoke bombs on there to see the difference in angle between where the nose is and where the air is actually going. The aircraft is around about 6 degrees up. The confines of our airflow test. The F16 display pilot for the 2016 season for the Belgium Air component is Commandant Aviateur Tom Gizmo de Mortel. He comes from 10 wing of the Air Arm at Kleine Brovel, and the display team is made up of members of both that wing's squadron, 31 and 349. Tom himself comes from 31 Squadron, which is the Belgian Tiger Squadron. Gear down now for what should be Gizmo's touch and go. Early F-16s can't go on forever. Belgium is currently in the process of issuing a request for proposals in relation to its search for an F-16 successor. Possible candidates include the F-35 Lightning II, the F-18 Super Hornet, the Rafale, Griffin, all of which are aircraft we're seeing in the flight display at Riat this weekend, such as the depth of the fast jet content found in this year's show. Next run will be Gizmo's 4-point hesitation roll. Not quite 4 in the event, a bit 3.5. And that brings his display to a close. I think what really impresses me about this, Ben, is that is a spectacular display, and it belies the fact this aircraft the design first flew in 1974. If in 1974 there was something in an air show that had first flown 42 years before that, it would have first flown in 1932 and would have been made of wood and fabric, would certainly not have been on the front line infantry, and would certainly not be wowing the crowds like this one. So, coming into land from our right after an excellent demonstration of the F16AM fighting Falcon, that was Commandant Aviateur Tom de Mortel of 10 Wing of the Belgian Air Component at Kleine Brogel. And the Benelux countries well represented in this part of the display because the Royal Netherlands Air Force is next to take centre stage. And to talk you through, we have captains